Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon, hello, welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. I'm Alexander. We will be joined by the Golden Noon here shortly, and you, here are you. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, May 16th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. We have a pretty good, where to go? Oh, here it is. A pretty good show in store for you today. 39-page document to go through. Anyway, on with the show. Now, we have here, this is weird because on the secondary source it showed this as first. I'm not done with that. Rebel Turkish warlord in 999, Mahmud of Ghazni, defeated Samanid Emir Mansur II in the Battle of Merv. So then we go to the actual thing here. 946, Emperor Suzaku abdicated the throne in favor of his brother Muramaki, who became the 62nd Emperor of Japan.
Wonder why he abdicated.
I have no clue. So, if anybody wants to look into that, though, let us know in the comments section. That'd be great. So that way, not only are you figuring it out and telling us, you're letting anybody else, who's watching this episode, know as well. 1204, Baldwin IX, Count of Flanders, was crowned as the first emperor of the Latin Empire of Constantinople. 1220, English King Henry III laid the foundation stone for a new Lady Chapel, start of the rebuilding of Westminster Abbey in London. All right, let's image search this really quick, because I was looking at this for a thumbnail, but this looks like where he's buried.
Oh yeah,
it does. So. And we saw this earlier, so maybe it was this one. Do you remember this this section here? This was all added to it, to this cathedral.
Yeah, I do remember that picture for some reason.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what else do we got here? 6 centuries ago, 1426, Governor Thado of Moyne became king of Ava. All right. 1527, Florence became a republic. Alright. Other source says that the Florentines drove out the Medici for a second time, and Florence was re-established itself as a republic. That's
nice.
A lot more substantial.
Yeah.
1568, defeated at the Battle of Langside, Mary, Queen of Scots, fled to England in hope Elizabeth I will help her regain her throne, who instead detained her at Castle Isle, or Carlisle Castle.
Wow.
Yeah. So
didn't go the way she wanted it?
No, and they were cousins. 1571, German astronomer Johannes Kepler, by his own calculations, was conceived at 4:37 a.m. on the morning of this calendar date in 1571. I don't know how he figured that out, but okay. Why would you want to know the moment of your conception? I mean, most people don't even want to know about the idea of their parents doing the deed, let alone when they were conceived. That's pretty wild. 1584, 7 West Friesie towns divided monasteries of Egmond, Blocker, and St. Petersdal in the Dutch Republic. Okay. 1606, 2,000 foreigners were murdered in Russia. Well, 1689, Japanese poet Matsuo Basho left Edo on his epic 150-day journey to Honshu Island in Japan, which he wrote about in the literary masterpiece Oku no Hoshomishi, The Narrow Road to the Deep North. Now, I've never heard the words the Deep North. I've heard the Deep South.
Yeah.
And I've never considered the Deep North. But I mean, I guess that makes sense, especially if you're in Florida. Because the more north you go, the more south you go.
What?
In Florida.
The more north you go,
the more south it becomes.
What does that mean?
You know the South.
Yeah.
Alabama, Tennessee.
Yeah, but Florida's part of that.
I understand. What I'm saying is southern Florida, is where civilization is. The more north you go in Florida, the closer you are to the deep south of Alabama and everything.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah, am I making any sense?
Yeah, kind of.
It's a joke.
Okay, not a good one.
Well, you just don't get it.
I don't.
So,
but the deep south, always you envision down below. You're heading south. You're going down.
Yes.
The north is up, so it's not going to be deep. It's going to be the high north or something. I don't know. But that's why that term probably doesn't apply
deep north.
So much to because you're not going down like deep.
Well, it's not supposed to mean going down deep. It's just you're going deep in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, like, you know, I'll go deep into a cake. That doesn't mean, you know, I'm going down on it. That sounds weird.
Well, you are going on down in it.
Let's move on here. 1763, Samuel Johnson first met his future biographer James Boswell in London. That was pretty interesting, you know. Someone who's going to write about you, and that's when they met. 1770, the 14-year-old Marie Antoinette married 15-year-old Louis Auguste Dauphin de France, who later became King of France. And Marie Antoinette, of course, became queen.
Yeah.
So, 1771, Battle of Alamance, a pre-U.S. American Revolutionary War battle between local militia and a group of rebels called the Regulators, was fought in present-day Alamance County, North Carolina.
Okay.
1777, Boonton, Gwinnett, Georgia, declared delegates to U.S. Continental Congress as signer of the Declaration of Independence, was wounded in a duel with political rival Lachlan McIntosh in Savannah, Georgia.
There.
Yeah. Well, I just read it weird. So his name was Button Gwinnett. What a name, Button.
Yeah.
Of Georgia. He was the Georgia delegate to the U.S. Continental Congress and a signer of the Declaration of Independence. It was just written weirdly. 1792, Denmark abolished the slave trade. Excellent. 1811, we have the Peninsular War. Allies Spain, Portugal, and United Kingdom fought an inconclusive battle against the French at the Albuera. It was, in proportion to the numbers involved, the bloodiest battle of the war. But without that proportion, then it wasn't the bloodiest battle of the war. So that's false advertising there. 1812, Imperial Russia signed the Treaty of Bucharest, ending the Russo-Turkish War. The Ottoman Empire ceded Bessarabia to Russia. 3 years later, in 1815, the governor of New South Wales, Lachlan McIntyre, officially named the town of Blackheath in the Upper Blue Mountains. His last name was Macquarie, not McIntyre. So, 1817, the Mississippi River Steamboat Service began. It's pretty cool. We'll get to that in a minute here. 1832, Juan Gotti discovered the rich silver outcrops of Chancerillo, sparking the Chilean silver rush. So we've spoken about various gold rushes.
They discovered silver, yeah.
Yes. 1834, the Battle of Acierciesa was fought. It was the final and decisive engagement of the liberal wars in Portugal. Never heard of them. 1842, the first major wagon train heading for the Pacific Northwest set out on the Oregon Trail from Elm Grove, Missouri, with 100 pioneers. So good old wagon train right there. You can see they're already starting to form a ring and all that stuff. Yep. 1846, a revolutionary insurrection began in Portugal against the reign of Queen Maria II. That doesn't sound good. 1860, between now and the 18th, so the 16th to the 18th of this month, in Chicago, the Republican Convention selected Abraham Lincoln as a candidate. 1861, Confederate government offered war volunteers a $10 premium. But, I don't think any of them got any of that because they lost. So, 1861, Kentucky proclaimed its neutrality. Okay, pretty cool. 1862, Belgian-French engineer Antoine Lenoir built the first automobile with an internal combustion engine.
What?
Yeah, and here it is, right there. Oh yeah, look at the size of that though. Like it's most of the car. It's like half of the vehicle. Although you have a passenger section in the back, I guess, or maybe that's the engineer to stoke the engine.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got a place to stand.
Yeah. What else do we got here? We got that one, 1864. Last battles at Drury's Bluff, Virginia. 6,666 casualties.
Whoa, geez.
Wow. Can you tell me number of the beast any louder? 666.
Yeah.
And with another 6 for good measure, or bad measure, I guess, depending on how you look at it. 1866, more 6s. U.S. Congress authorized the nickel 5-cent piece, replacing the silver half dime. That makes sense. A half dime and a nickel.
Half dime, yeah.
Yeah. So, and let's take a look at the shield nickel. And because of I wanted this in the thumbnail, but it would just be this section, so it would look confusing.
Yeah.
And this is actually 2013. This is the original right here.
Oh,
1880.
okay. That's
this says 1867. Yeah. So this is 1 year after. Open image, a new tab. They actually have this on the back of pennies, in some of them.
Okay.
Like, do you not recognize this?
I do to some degree. I'm thinking of pennies, and I see some of it, but not exactly that. But
well, not exactly.
It is.
Well, that's the shield of the U.S.
Yeah.
So, and then you have 5, and then all sorts of stars and stripes around here.
Yeah.
5 cents. So, I have 6 cents. I can see dead people.
Boo, boo, boo.
1868, the U.S. Senate failed to impeach President Andrew Johnson by 1 vote.
Whoa,
Wow,
that was close.
Yeah, and I think he was accused of treason. Like, there was a whole thing going on that he was trying to start another revolution or something. So, or maybe that was somebody else.
Wait a second. That says the U.S. Senate fails to impeach.
Yes.
So he was out if the Senate is voting on it, because the Senate doesn't impeach him, the House impeaches him.
Well, it just says here.
No. That's before. This is 18. Yeah. Yeah. The House impeaches you, and then you go on trial in the Senate if you're guilty or not.
Oh, okay.
So they held him not guilty by 1 vote. Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense then.
All right. Glad you walked us through that.
Yeah.
1872, Metropolitan Gas Company lamps was lit for the first time. So like gas lamps and everything.
Lamp, yeah.
2 years later, we have the first recorded dam disaster in the U.S. occurred in Williamsburg, Massachusetts. A flood at the Mill River in Massachusetts destroyed much of 4 villages and killed 139 people, according to other sources. So yeah. 1875, an earthquake in Venezuela and Colombia killed 16,000 people.
Man.
Wow. 1 year later, pharmacist Charles E. Hires root beer at the Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hires root beer.
I've never had that, I don't think. But there's the logo right there, the original root beer.
I don't know if they still do. If you go to an A&W, they serve Hires root beer.
Ah, no, A&W is their own brand now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they probably took it. Yeah, he was the first person to brew root beer commercially. He first sold it as a concentrate to be mixed up at home by adding water.
Ah.
Huh. All right. Does it just me, or does this kid not look like the Beans kid?
What's the bean?
Like hold on a second. Let me bring up another image here. Beans advertisements kid. There's an image right here. This is the Beans kid. Does he not look kind of like the Beans kid?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, like, he's a little boy with a hat.
Yeah.
But that's the first thing I thought of was this.
Oh, okay.
The Beans kid.
Oh, Vandy Camp beans. Okay.
Yeah, pork and beans.
Pork and beans,
So,
yeah.
it is a rather nightmarish look. He's like staring into your soul. I'm going to eat you when I'm done with this can. Nightmarish. What else do we got here? Got rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. 1877. May 16th, 1877, political crisis in France. It was caused by President Patrice D. McMahon's dismissal of moderate Republican Prime Minister Jules Simon, triggering a power struggle that affirmed parliamentary supremacy and sealed the decline of the Royalist movement. 1879 as well, a Treaty of Gandamak was set up, to set up Afghan state between Russia and English. Okay. I guess the Britain. So, 1881, the world's first electric tram entered service in Leichenfeld near Berlin. There it is, right there. Electric tram, public transport. 1884, Italian inventor Angelo Moriondo received a patent for the first espresso machine. Yeah. So image search this really quick just to see if it's So check this out. This appears to be an ad for them. First espresso machine.
I'll be darned.
That's awesome. 1888, Nikola Tesla delivered a lecture describing the equipment which will allow efficient generation and use of alternating currents to transmit electric power over long distances. So, yep.
AC.
Yep. 1888, CPR opened hotel in Vancouver, British Columbia. That's weird. Why is it? Oh, Hotel Vancouver in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why Vancouver's in there twice. But CPR, like the resuscitation thing, like...
I don't know. It's CPR.
Like, is it a guy?
I have no idea.
Hotel Vancouver. Oh, Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. There you go. So CPR, Canadian Pacific Railway. Well, that makes sense.
What are they doing opening hotels?
Well, what is a tire company doing raiding restaurants?
Yeah.
So, 1891, George A. Hormel and Company established Geo A. Hormel and Company, later to be known as Hormel Foods Corporation in Austin, Minnesota. I always thought Austin was in Texas.
There you go. There's another one.
Yeah.
Another
Well,
state.
at least it's in the right country.
Yeah, it's true.
1891, the International Electrotechnical Exhibition opened in Frankfurt, Germany, featuring the world's first long-distance transmission of high power, three-phase electric current, the most common form today. And here we have an image of this. Well, it's just like a postcard of it, but look at all that. Like, I have a feeling all of these, World Fairs, the Exposition Universals and everything, that those buildings were permanent, but that was part of the whole Tartarian thing, the mud flood, a whole reset and everything.
Yeah.
No, there's a whole thing going on behind that. The Cabbage Patch, babies, cloning, like, there's so much stuff that I gotta show you at the tip of an iceberg. The world is absolutely not what we think it is. 1894, a fire in Boston destroyed the South End Grounds baseball stadium and 200 other buildings. Speaking of mud flood theory and everything, well, yeah, like in around between 1700 and 1900, practically every major city almost got burnt down to the ground. Almost as if
everything was built.
Well, it wasn't just that; they were wiping the slate clean, getting rid of the history. Like kind of like how today they're getting rid of statues and everything. Well, they did that on city levels. And the system, the Rothschilds, whatever, the Bilderbergs, the World Economic Forum, the Illuminati, the Secret Society, whatever label you want to use, the stereotypical they, the government, the powers that be, and then they put a whole bunch of people into lunatic asylums until they all died off, so that way nobody believes them. 1902, two deaf mutes faced each other for the first time as Dummy Hoy led off for the Reds against Dummy Taylor of the Giants. Reds win 5-3. Why are they both called Dummy? That's weird.
Deaf and dumb, for whatever reason.
Oh. Well, deaf mutes. But they're not. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're stupid.
No, but that was a term way back.
I know.
Deaf and dumb.
Well, no, it's blind, deaf, and dumb.
Yeah.
So,
but wait a second. What does that mean, anyways? Face off.
Well, you had a deaf mute on each team.
Yeah.
And then they faced off. Okay, am I not making any sense?
Game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you had a deaf mute on one team, okay?
Yeah.
And you had a deaf mute on another team,
right?
Okay?
Yeah.
And then they faced off on the field. One was the pitcher, one was the batsman or something like that.
I get what they're trying to say. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, go ahead.
1903, the first transcontinental motorcycle trip began in San Fran by George A. Wyman, arriving in New York July 6. So that takes a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's telling me to image search this. Oh yeah, that's right. It shows me a map of their journey. So let me show you this really quick. Here we go. So right there. So let me see if I can bigger this. No, I can't. That's as big as it's going to get.
So
but it shows me leg 1 over the Sierras and through the snow sheds.
Yeah.
So from San Francisco to Reno to Ogden to Omaha, Chicago, and then New York.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it immediately goes over the Sierras.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? 1907, in the Pact of Cartagena, Great Britain, France, and Spain agreed to maintain the status quo in the Mediterranean and along the Atlantic coast of Europe and Africa. Okay. 1910, the U.S. Bureau of Mines formed. Okay. 1911, remains of a Neanderthal man was found on Jersey Channel Islands. Huh. So let's take a look at this. I looked this up earlier, and it wasn't just the guy. It looks like they also found like some of his tools, or something. Or is that his bone fragments?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Like, there's a lot of these. Oh no, these are teeth. Oh. Okay, upper right first molar, upper left second molar. Okay, so these are the remains. They found his dental stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Escape, there we go. 1911, a Zeppelin airship Deutschland II, LZ-8. Well, it's getting worse and worse. As soon as something is named the second, you wonder what happened, to the first one, right?
Yeah.
It was wrecked while leaving the balloon hangar at Dusseldorf. Well, now you're going to have to make a third. 1914, U.S. Horseshoe Pitchers Association organized in Kansas City. That's ridiculous. We also have Ewing Field Baseball Park open near Masonic Street, San Francisco, relocated a year later. Masonic Street, the Masons. 1916, the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Ireland, and the French Third Republic signed the secret wartime Sykes-Picot Agreement, partitioning former Ottoman territories such as Iraq and Syria. So they were planning to do what white people do, and years before the war was over. 1918, and this one's terrible. The Sedition Act of 1918 was passed by the U.S. Congress, making criticism of the government during wartime an imprisonable offense. So what better way to keep your thumb on the people? If you're constantly at war, you can basically be a dictator with this.
Well, it doesn't say you can be a dictator, but you can't criticize because they want a strong front. I don't think it's horrible.
No, that's unconstitutional because that goes against the Second Amendment or the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
True.
And see, it will repeal less than 2 years later. So thank goodness. No.
After the war.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well, no, the war's
2 years later, 1920, it was over.
Yes, but it ends in 1918, the same year.
Yeah.
So, we also have the Victory Military Parade by the Finnish White Guard was held in Helsinki, celebrating their decisive victory in the Finnish Civil War. The day also began to be celebrated on the Defense Forces Flag Day before it was moved in 1942 to June 4th. Okay. 1919, 3 U.S. Navy Curtiss NC flying boats took off from Trepassey Bay in Newfoundland, bound for the Azores on the first flight across the Atlantic with stops. So not non-stop flight across the Atlantic right there. And it looks like these aircraft, these are big. Look at the size of that. Comparison to the people, you see that?
No, I do see it.
So, what else do we got here? 1920, French heroine Joan of Arc was canonized as a saint by Pope Benedict XV. Excellent. We also have Spanish matador Jose Gomez Ortega was fatally gored in his last bullfight by Bailador the Bull in Talavera de la Reina, Spain. Good. That's what you get. Yes.
No.
He's torturing the animal. He deserves to get everything. Mess with the bull, you get the horns. And Spain is the most barbaric European country I can possibly think of because they're still doing all that bullfighting bullshit. Enough of that. So, I can't help, but laugh at this guy for making everybody laugh at bulls his entire career. He deserves that and more. 1924, 108 degrees Fahrenheit or 42 degrees Celsius in Blitzen, Oregon. That's pretty hot. Wow. 1927, New York Yankee Bob Musil stole second, third, and home. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You stole a home, what, like an RV or something, Clark?
That there is an RV.
Yeah. 27 as well, U.S. Supreme Court ruled bootleggers must pay income tax. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember back, 2020 or 2021 or something, the IRS added a thing on their tax thing that you have to disclose the amount of money or the value of whatever you stole. Like, that's legitimately a thing.
Wow.
Like, let me look. I'll look it up here.
That's how they caught Al Capone. Tax evasion.
Yeah, IRS, mark things you stole. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. If it loads. And let's see here. You have listened. While don't forget to report income you collected from illegal activity or profits from items you stole.
Wow.
According to the IRS's publication 17, quote, income from illegal activities such as money from dealing illegal drugs must be included in your income on Schedule 1, Form 1040, line 8Z, or on Schedule C, Form 1040, if from your self-employment activity.
There you go.
So narc on yourself.
Yeah.
Are they really that stupid? I mean, only people dumber than that are the people who are actually filling that shit out.
Well, you get to put them in prison longer.
That's dumb. No.
Because you didn't pay your taxes on it.
29, the first Academy Awards, Wings, Emil Jennings and Janet Gaynor won. Now, I thought we covered the first Academy Awards already. Or at least we covered the first use of the Oscars. Because the Oscars came later. So, I think there was the 30s or something.
You don't think they gave out awards at the...
They gave out awards, but the Oscars specifically were not... Wait, hold on a second. Oscar. Let's see if I can
a statue. That's
yeah.
some kid named it or something.
Yes, but the actual I understand. I'm not saying the Oscar is the indicative of the first ever Academy Awards.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it though. Oh here we go. 34. Academy Award Gold Statuette is first called an Oscar in print by Sidney Shklovsky. So, 5 years after this article.
Yeah,
roughly.
it was, but that says it was first called Oscar. They may have been giving them out since the beginning.
Okay.
And didn't call it the Oscar.
Semantics.
Yeah, well, that's important.
932. I mean, we're talking about the Academy Awards. Who gives a shit? So.
I agree with that.
32. Yanks fourth straight shutout to equal record set by Cleveland and Boston. Yeah. All right. Cecil Travis in 33. Became the first player to get 5 hits in his first game. Epic.
Whoa, that's fantastic.
Yeah. 3 years later, in 1936, first British air hostess, Daphne Kearley, flew to France. We covered that yesterday. So I guess this is when maybe time zone something or other. 38, the first animal breeding society formed in New Jersey. That's, I don't know what to think about that. I don't like how we screw around with nature. 38 as well, 38 people died in a fire at a terminal hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. Yikes. So 38 on 38, and it really was terminal. 39, the first American League night game, Philadelphia Shrine Park. Results was Indians 8, Athletics 3 in 10.
Oh,
so
10 innings.
10 innings, yeah. We also have U.S. food stamps were first issued in Rochester, New York. And here's what they look like.
Oh.
So, we actually have quite a bit of, we got to go through and find them, Mom's food stamps from the war.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, she was...
Nana's.
Nana's, yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, they're in a box somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. So, 1940, the Nazis forbade non-professional auto workers. One of the few times I actually agree with the Nazis. Like, if you're not a professional auto worker, I don't want you working on my auto,
Yeah.
So... 41, the first U.S. radio performance of Robert Russell Burnett's Symphony in D for the Dodgers. Don't know what that is. Obviously has to do something with, the sports team. 41, the last great German air attack on Great Britain in Birmingham. So, during the Blitz. We also have Nazis forbade Dutch Organization of Actors. And it says NOT. I guess that's the abbreviation or something. I don't know. 42, the first transport of British and Dutch prisoners to South Burma. Okay. 43, Operation Chastise. Number 617 Squadron RAF began the famous Dam Busters raid, bombing the Molony and Eder dams in the Ruhr Valley with bouncing bombs. Now,
bouncing bombs. I remember those.
Now, do you know how they bounced?
Well, yeah, they dropped them, and they're shaped like a tank, and they roll.
No.
They bounce and roll.
They spin them backwards before they release. So that way when they hit the water, it slows them down substantially. Otherwise, they would just fly over the top and then explode in the front.
Oh, okay.
With what they did, you can see here, there's a belt right here. Kind of see it right there.
I see it.
So as I said, they're coming in for the bombing run. They start spinning it, and it spins. They're going this way, and it spins this way.
Yeah.
So that way, when it hits, it skips along, and it's slowing down, and then it hits the back of the dam, and then just goes straight down, and then blows it up down there. So really, really ingenious what they did. 1943 as well, SS General Jürgen Stroop ordered the burning of the Warsaw Ghetto, ending a month of Jewish resistance. 13,000 Jews have died, about half burnt alive or suffocated. German casualties less than 300. Jeez. At least, they're fighting back. Although, why you wouldn't fight back before they load you up on the carts is beyond me. I mean, now you're already behind bars, what's the point? Fight back at the start. So 44, the first of over 180,000 Hungarian Jews reached Auschwitz.
Oh,
so in total, 180,000 Jews of Hungary, specifically Auschwitz.
Hungarian Jews.
You know, more than that though was there. 45, beginning of the Levant crisis between Britain and France and Syria. The latter tried to quell nationalist protests, but backed down after the threat of military action by the British. Yeah, you know, so like, just don't cause problems during wartime. Loons time. 1946, which by the way, did you notice yesterday Loons time was also a cricket article?
Well, we missed it, and you went back and filled it in, so it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I didn't intentionally miss it. Like, I did read it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I just didn't recognize it as Loons time. Irving Berlin, Dorothy and Herbert Field's musical Annie Get Your Gun, starring Ethel Merman and featuring There's No Business Like Show Business, open at Imperial Theater, New York City.
Ethel Merman, yeah.
1948, CBS News correspondent George Polk's body was found in Greece. That's not good. We also have Shane Weizmann was elected first president of Brazil. We spoke about that yesterday. We also have Egyptians entered Gaza. You know, 48 as well. The first chess world championship since World War II. Russian player Mikhail Bolshevik won a 5-player tournament to begin a 20-year Russian domination.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Until what's his name came along.
Yeah. 48. Israel issued its first postage stamps. Okay. 51. The first regularly scheduled transatlantic flight began between Idlewood Airport, now New York International Airport, and Heathrow Airport in London, operated by El Al Israel Airlines. Okay. 2 years later, 1953, Philadelphia Phillies' Kurt Simons gave up a lead-off single. Then he retired the next 27 in a row in a 3-0 win over the Braves at County Stadium in Milwaukee. That sounds impressive.
Yeah.
54, Ted Williams got 8 hits in his first game, DH, since breaking collarbone. Okay, so he came back. This is not his first ever game.
Right, no,
So,
right.
Yeah. What's DH? Team?
Designated hitter.
Oh, okay. There we go.
But that's kind of too early for a designated hitter. That's weird.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
54, the Educational Television and Radio Center, ETRC, a precursor to PBS, established a network of 22 television stations. It separated radio and TV functions in 63 to become the National Education Television Network, NET. All right. 54, beginning of the Cape War uprising in the Gulag, or Kingir uprising in the Gulag. So that's, Russia.
Yeah.
56, Egypt recognized the People's Republic of China. Okay. 1957, New York Yankee players, including Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Whitey Ford, and Hank Barr, were involved in a brawl at the Copacabana nightclub while watching Sammy Davis Jr. perform leads to Billy Martin Trade. So.
Do you know of Sammy Davis Jr.?
Well, he's right here.
Yeah.
He was like a singer, actor, and TV host.
Well, you're reading it, right?
Yeah.
He had so much talent.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he was great. He was part of the, what were the guys that went to, performed in the Rat Pack? He was part of the Rat Pack. Have you ever heard of them?
Of course, with Frank Sinatra, he was part of the Rat Pack?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course I know about the Rat Pack. 57, Pope Pius XII published encyclical Invicti Assileti. Wonder what that is. Let's look that up here really quick. Surface level scratch of this article. It's an encyclical of Pope Pius XII to the bishops on the world of the 300th anniversary of the martyrdom of St. Andrew Bobola. Okay.
Sounds like that tea that you can drink.
Oh, boba. Oh, God. Boba tea. Nasty, gross stuff.
I've never had it.
I've tried it. I like tapioca pudding, but not in my tea, you know? And, that's what it is. Like,
okay.
Like, hold on a second.
Tapioca?
It is. Like, hold on, I'll show you.
Okay.
Boba tea. I'll show you really quick. Like, you see those big-ass balls there?
Oh, yeah.
You know in tapioca they have those little balls?
Yeah.
Literally same exact thing, just bigger. It's the same exact, whatever that gel is, they just make it bigger and make them black.
God, that looks nasty.
And then you see how thick the straw is?
Yeah.
That's because you're designed to, while you're drinking, it comes up and then you chew it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good to me.
Gross. You know? 1957, U.S. launched its third atomic submarine, USS Skate, at Groton, Connecticut. And by the way, this link here, it'll be in the underbar of the description section after the live stream, of course. We already have a couple cool links down there for you to check out, though, if you want. 58, Eli Beating experienced 83 G deceleration on a rocket sled in New Mexico.
Ooh.
So deceleration. So, like, slowing down. But he was experiencing 83 Gs. So instead of, like, going like this,
Yeah.
you're going like, like a sudden break.
You're still going to get G's, yeah.
Yeah, just the other way.
Force, yeah.
1958, Major Irwin of the U.S. Air Force flew a Lockheed Starflight F-104A to a record of 1,404.18 miles per hour.
Ooh.
That's a lot of miles per hour.
Yeah.
59, the Triton's Fountain Valletta in Malta was turned on for the first time. This fountain. It's a cool looking fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have 1960, the Big Four summit in Paris collapsed as USSR leveled spy charges against the U.S. Of course they would, like sabotage all that. Which, by the way,
and maybe we were spying.
Well, probably, but they definitely were as well.
Oh, of course.
Now, what do you see here? Because we're coming up to this. I just want to spoil this because this is awesome.
This looks like something to do with the FBI or CIA or something.
No, not at all.
No?
Not at all. What are the guns that you see?
They look like automatics.
Okay, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
You have a lot to learn, Padawan. 16, Theodore Myman operated the first optical laser, a ruby laser, at Hughes Research Laboratories in Malibu, California.
Ooh, I didn't know they were up in Malibu.
Yeah. And I was looking for this. I almost used this to be part of the thumbnail, but this just says Theodore Myman operated, so I'm not sure if this is the right one.
Okay.
Yeah. But like there's this, but this is just an optical laser, and like so because it's light.
Yeah.
There's unoptical lasers, like we use those in defense and everything. You don't see every laser beam.
Right.
1963, Gordon Cooper completed 22 orbits on Phase 7, ending U.S. Project Mercury. So, he was an astronaut.
Yeah.
65, the 18th Cannes Film Festival, The Knack and How to Get It, directed by Richard Lester, won the Grand Prix du Festival International du Film. And I only put that in here because you remember Dilbert? The comic?
Dilbert.
Yeah,
Dilbert, yeah.
Now, did you know that there is a cartoon series of Dilberts?
That's the only thing I would know of. What else is there? You mean?
Like, this is on TV.
Okay. I knew Dilbert in the comic strip, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know they were on TV.
Yeah, a TV show. And I just want to play this.
Components to build a ham radio set.
Oh dear.
Is that bad?
Normally I'd want to run an EEG on him, but this was interfered.
What is it?
I'm afraid your son has the knack.
The Knack and How to Get It. I'm going to throw this in the underbar section as well.
The Knack. Your son has the Knack.
Yeah. No, this is a hilarious scene. I'll actually save this. It's really it's a minute long, so we'll watch this after the show here. 1965 as well, the Campbell Soup Company introduced SpaghettiOs under its Franco-American brand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs, yeah.
Yeah.
Not till
SpaghettiOs.
65? Wow.
Apparently. 66, Capitol Records released the Beach Boys' 11th studio album, Pet Sounds. The groundbreaking work includes hit singles Sloop John B., Wouldn't It Be Nice,
Yeah, that's a good song.
and God Only Knows. I only know one of them,
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason,
God only knows. I know that one too.
whatever reason, like, I know this one from that Adam Sandler movie,
Which one?
51st Dates.
Oh.
When she started remembering the song.
Oh.
Remember she like crashed into a tree and lost her memory and all that stuff?
Yeah.
1966, National Welfare Rights Organization organized. Okay. 66 as well. Politburo of the Chinese Communist Party released the May 16th notification, Chairman Mao's official justification for the Cultural Revolution. There is no justification for communism. 66, Stokely Carmichael named chairman of Student Nonviolent Coordinating. No idea that they were that organized. 67, Philadelphia voters approved a $13 million bond issue to build a new stadium. I don't think they approved anything, but you know, it's not those who counts the votes that matters. It's those who it's not the votes that count. It's those who count the votes. Joseph Stalin. So, I mean, you know, the government could have very easily just said, "Oh yeah," you know, because nobody's.
Well, they're pretty. If it was the Philadelphia Eagles, they're pretty adamant with their football team there, so maybe a football stadium.
Doesn't matter. Like, I think it's all rigged. 69, students occupied Magden House in Amsterdam. Why? Like, Vietnam?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh. 69 as well, Venera 5 landed on Venus, returning data on atmosphere. And that was a Soviet space probe landing on Venus. And check this out. Pictures from the surface of Venus. And this was just, like, the craft didn't survive that long. So, yeah, the clearest photo ever taken of Venus' surface, captured by a lander that melted after just 2 hours, remains humanity's only direct view of the planet's landscape. So, it melted. That's how hot it is. It's crazy.
And we complain about summers.
70, 23rd Games Film Festival, MASH. Yeah, do you even know what MASH stands for?
If you tell me, I would, but I don't
Well,
recall.
of course, because I'm telling you.
I know, but I will remember it when you tell me.
Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
There you go. Yep.
Directed by Robert Altman, won the Grand Prix du Festival International de Film. All right. 71, Bulgaria adopted its constitution. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
71 as well, the U.S. first class postage is now cost 8 cents. It was 6. Okay, just a little hike in the price. 72.
How much? 45?
A lot.
Yeah.
72. Philadelphia Phillies slugger Greg Luzinski hit a home run into the Liberty Bell Monument at Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. An estimated 500-foot shot. That's a heck of a shot there.
Oh, that's way out there.
Yeah. We have an Antonov AN-24 crashed into a kindergarten building in Svetogorsk, killing 35.
Yikes.
Just in total. It doesn't tell me, you know...
Kids or teachers or what.
Yeah. 74, Joseph Broz Tito was elected president for life of Yugoslavia.
Tito, I remember him.
Yep. 75, India annexed the Principality of Sikkim. Sikkim boys. 75 as well, Junko Tabai from Japan became the first woman to reach summit of Mount Everest.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yesterday we talked about her. Seems to me.
Oh. Well, no, like we spoke about the first
Without
pregnant.
Sherpas.
No, the first.
Without oxygen or without Sherpa.
Yeah, supplemental oxygen. Wasn't she also a mother? Different person.
I don't know.
These are different people.
Okay.
So, but we will talk about the first South African lady, the black South African lady, later on in the show here. 1976 Stanley Cup Final, the Spectrum, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Guy Lafleur and Pete McNutt each had a goal and 2 assists as Montreal Canadiens defeated Philadelphia Flyers 5-3 for a 4-game series sweep. Why did I do this?
Of course, I have a picture of me with the Stanley Cup.
Yes, you do. It was right next door, actually.
Yes, it was.
And I would have had a picture of me as well, but I wanted to cube the transport car that parked in our driveway.
You were pissed.
I was mad.
Yeah.
You don't park in other people's driveway, you know? You just don't.
He apologized for that. He said, I told him it would be okay, so he took it on himself. I said, it's fine. For the Stanley Cup, it's absolutely fine.
I don't give a shit if you're the President of the United States. If you don't come and ask me first, fuck off.
But we weren't even home.
Doesn't matter. It's our property, not theirs.
That's why. Okay, go ahead.
77, the TV drama Alexander, The Other Side of Dawn, starring Lane McCloskey, followed up to a Dawn portrait of a teenage runaway, premiered on U.S. network NBC, focusing on what happened to him after Dawn left Los Angeles to return to her hometown. Okay. 79, MLB National League approved the sale of Houston Astros by Ford Motor Company's John J. McMullen for $19 million.
was hoping you were going to say John J. Jingleheimer Schmidt or whatever it is.
Hey,
Jingleheimer.
that's my name too.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
John J.
Jacob
no, wait.
Jingleheimer.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Yeah.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
That's my name too.
Whenever I go out,
I don't know the words of the song.
the people always shout, "There goes John."
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Da 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 da.
And then you do it all over again.
Yeah. You know what? That just. Hold on a second. You in the army now, John. I have to. I have to now. Like you caused this. So, right here.
There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer.
The entire military camp telling them to shut up. They shut up.
Yeah.
79 MLB National League. We got that one. 1980. Brian May of rock band Queen collapsed on stage with hepatitis.
Oh, geez.
Yikes. So this guy here.
Yeah.
1980, former Bugles members Geoff Downs and Trevor Horn replaced John Anderson and Rick Wakeman in Yes. So I guess they said no. 1981, Betty Davis Eyes by Kim Carnes hit #1 for the next 9 weeks. That's a good song.
Yeah.
So, 81 as well, Houston shortstop Craig Reynolds hit 3 triples as Astros defeated Chicago Cubs 6-1. Wow. 83, Chinese stadium architect I.M. Pai was awarded the Pritzker Architectural Prize in New York. Dude, one of the greatest architects that I know of. Like, he's done
Really?
so many I'm just going to look this up, buildings. Like, we've covered a lot of his buildings. He did the Louvre, the pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
He designed the pyramid of the Louvre. He designed, these. I mean, look at these bizarre buildings. Look at that
Yeah.
thing. Like, and then what the heck is this?
Oh, look at that. Jeez.
That kind of reminds me of that glass elevator you and Mom got stuck in that one time. But I mean,
Yeah.
apparently he designed the Chicago. That's not the Chicago Tower.
I don't know what it is.
No, that's Hong Kong. That's right. That's the Hong Kong Tower. No, but man, dude,
That
so many.
pyramid in the Louvre is stupid.
It is.
doesn't
I
fit.
agree.
But they contract him to do it, so
Yeah.
he does it. But
Yep.
it doesn't fit at all.
Nope.
But it does open up the whole thing downstairs. It works for downstairs.
Yeah.
Once you go in.
Yeah. Well, 1983, Lebanese parliament accepted a peace accord with Israel. We also had NBC broadcast Motown 25, a concert celebrating the anniversary of Motown record held in Pasadena, California in March. Performers included the Miracles, the Temptations, the Four Tops, Diana Ross, and the Supremes, the Jackson 5, and Michael Jackson, who unveiled his moonwalk dance move.
Ah.
Ooh, that's pretty big right
Yeah.
there. 84, Guinea-Bissau adopted the Constitution. Pretty cool. 84 as well, Mackay paid $218,718 for 44,166 tickets to keep the Twins in Minnesota. Twins sold 51,863 tickets, but only 6,436 fans showed up for the game. So, a lot of money wasted to validate them still being around over there. 84, MLB Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Steve Carlton hit a grand slam homer off Fernando Valenzuela in 7-2 win against the Dodgers in Los Angeles. 85, Michael Jordan of the Chicago Bulls. He was their forward. He was named NBA Rookie of the Year.
Ah,
Excellent. Yeah, one of the best basketball players of all time. Him, Kobe Bryant,
there's a bunch.
what's his face, Jerry West.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And who's the guy who looks like Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton.
Like, he has, short hair or something?
You talking about Larry Bird?
Yes. Yeah.
Looks like Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I'll show you. Hold on a second. You said Larry Bird, right?
Yeah.
The picture they use, he looks like Bill Clinton.
I don't see it, but
You don't?
okay, no.
I mean, his hair, and everything. Hold on a second. Bill Clinton images. I mean,
Okay.
I guess a white guy with white hair. I don't know. I can't distinguish people.
We never got to those guys.
Oh, we're coming.
Okay.
86, Top Gun, directed by Tony Scott and starring Tom Cruise, premiered. Oh, all right. A lot of you know, gay agenda or homosexual agenda propaganda in that one.
Now, why is that plural? Premieres.
Premiered.
It's just one premiere.
Well, I don't know. It's just
it's misspelled. They
it's
should
just
have put it plural.
yeah, just the way it's written.
Yeah.
We also have 86, Bobby Ewing, Patrick Duffy came back from the dead on TV show Dallas.
Oh yeah.
That's when he came back.
Yeah.
86, South African President P.W. Botha sent Kodisi to visit Mandela. Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Was this the good guy or the bad guy?
I don't know.
No, he was the bad guy. I keep...
Okay.
You know, P.W. Botha and F.W.D. Clerk, they're both...
Two bald white
They're
guys
both
again.
old, bald, white guys with initials, you know. No, this was the bad guy. He was one of the most notorious leaders and proponents of South Africa's apartheid system.
Oh, okay.
So he's the bad guy. F.W.D. Clerk is a good guy.
Okay.
So whatever he's doing, he sent a Kotsi to visit Mandela. What's a Kotsi? Let's look this up here really quick. Kotsi? Oh, he sent this guy. Okay, so it's
that's
not...
the guy's name.
Yeah, okay. Hey, 1986 as well, the Seville Statement on Violence was adopted by an international meeting of scientists convened by the Spanish National Commission for UNESCO in Seville, Spain. AO's time! 87, Baltimore 400, a barge carrying 3,200 tons of garbage set sail from New York City, beginning an unsuccessful 8-week search for a dumping site.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what they were making fun of in Futurama with their you know barge, Futurama barge, trash. Let's see if I can. Yeah, the great cabbage barge. Hold on, so if I can find it right here.
Garbage out to sea on the world's largest barge.
Probably.
A repulsive barge circled the oceans for 50 years, but no...
They eventually sent it to space. So, 1988. Actually, no, 1987. Weird Al Yankovic performed live at the 72nd National Orange Show. At least it matches his hair.
Yeah.
So, good old. Actually, no, he's not Carrot Top. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
88, Pope John Paul II canonized Rogi Gonzalez, Juan del Castillo, Alonso Rodriguez y Omenego, 3 Jesuit missionaries who were murdered in Brazil in 1628. They canonized them on their way to sainthood. 88, U.S. Supreme Court ruled trash may be searched without a warrant. So that's how, you know, all these police get away with searching trash.
Yeah.
All that stuff. We also have U.S. Surgeon General C. Everett Koop reported nicotine as addictive as heroin. I really don't think it's that bad.
No,
I mean, it's addictive, but not as bad as heroin.
As far as addiction is all they're talking about.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't see anybody going behind an alley and sucking another man for a cigarette. They will for heroin, but not for a cigarette. So, how far will you go for a puff? Not that far.
Well, you're also not going to go into cold sweats, and I mean, there's all kinds of things connected to heroin to get off it. But I'm talking about the actual addiction of it. It could be.
No, it's absolutely not. But it says here, other source, a report by the Surgeon General of the United States, C. Everett Koop, stated that the addictive properties of nicotine were similar to those of heroin and cocaine. No, I completely disagree.
Okay.
I agree that it's addictive, but not to that point. Because once again, you know, how far will you go to get a puff of a cigarette? You know? Or, as they say in Britain, smoke a fag.
Yeah.
Or suck a fag, as they say in Britain. You know? Now, over here...
Smoke a fag.
Well, no, they say suck a fag. So, because, you know, you're sucking it, you know? Or as they do in France, you know? Like that, you know? 89, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev and Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping met in Beijing and formally ended a 30-year rift. That is not good. The commies are starting to talk to each other. That is scary. 1990, here we go. Eugene Stoner and Mikhail Kalashnikov, the creators of the M16 rifle and the AK47 rifle, respectively, met in Washington, D.C., and there it is.
Yeah, okay, well, I was right with automatic rifles.
Well, yeah, you're right, but, you know, I mean, this is from your era, the M16 and the AK47.
Yeah.
So, and that's awesome that they met. Now, AK47, the Kalashnikov, is named after the guy, but the inventor of the M16, his last name is Stoner. Like, that's hilarious. Like, I love this picture here. Like, that's actually I think this is when they swap weapons.
Ah.
Like, yeah, that's the same picture that they had for here. Hold on a second. Yeah, Kalashnikov is taller. So you can see here, the taller guy's over here. So they did switch weapons. That's awesome. So, what else do we got here? 1991, the Daily Planet fired Cub reporter Jimmy Olsen, fictional Superman character. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say Daily Planet. Isn't that from Superman?
Yeah.
Like, Cub reporter. That's weird. Why do they call him Cub reporter?
First year.
Oh, okay.
Just a kid.
Why not just what's the other word for the first year? Rookie. Yeah. 91, Queen Elizabeth II became the first British monarch to address U.S. Congress. Nice. 92, Smells Like Nirvana by Weird Al Yankovic hit number 35. We also have America's Cup. The United States team, USA, defeated Il Moro di Venezia 4-1 to win in San Diego. Excellent. 92, U.S. Space Shuttle STS-49 landed. It was the maiden voyage of Endeavour.
Ah.
Yeah. We have a picture of us with the Endeavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
93, a farmer, Sungnung, found 1.2 million year old Pythonocrampus ninth skull. So some kind of ancient human. Yeah, he found this. So some farmer. So Pithecanthropus something. Science.
So which skull is it?
It's the name of this is the name of the species.
Ah.
Right here. Because you've heard of like Australopithecus and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So 93, Judd Nelson pled no contest to kicking Ken Evans in the head. What the hell?
I don't know what that is.
He kicked a guy in the head.
Yeah.
So 94, Joaquin Balaguer at the age of 86 was elected president of the Dominican Republic. It's a bit old. 94, Norwegian black metal musician Varg Vikernes was sentenced to 21 years in prison for the murder of musician Euronymous and for the arson of 3 churches. Wow, why are you burning churches? What the hell is wrong with you?
So he killed the guy that would burn the churches? Is that it?
No. He killed a guy and also burned 3 churches.
Ah, okay.
But it only got 21 years?
Yeah.
He should be executed. 94, tennis star Jennifer Capriati was arrested on possession of marijuana. 95, Japanese police arrest cult leader Shoko Ashara and charged him with nerve gas attack on Tokyo subways 2 months earlier. Yeah, we talked about that. Like, remember the subway terrorist attack? So.
Yeah.
96, Sammy Sosa was the first Chicago Cub to hit 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Wow.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
1 year later, Atlanta Braves defeated St. Louis Cardinals 1-0 in 13 innings. Wow, that took them a while. So they're either both horrible or they're both amazing. So, except one slightly worse or slightly better than the other. 97 as well, we have the final agreement creating Caspian Pipeline Consortium, the CPC, signed by project participants including Russia, Kazakhstan, Chevron, Corps, and others. Chevron should not be involved in that. 97, MLB Montreal Expos trailing San Francisco Giants by 9 runs, come back to win 14-13. Wow. We also have Major League Baseball St. Louis Cardinal Gary Gaetti recorded his 2000th hit. Pretty cool. 2002, Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, directed by George Lucas, starring Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, Hayden Christensen as Anakin, and Natalie Portman as Queen Amidala, opened in cinemas. 2003, Calcutta High Court ruled Calcutta does not have a birthday and that British East India employee Job Sharnock is not the city's founder as previously claimed. Excellent. Get old Whitey out of there. 2003, in Casablanca, Morocco, 33 civilians were killed and more than 100 people were injured in terrorist attacks.
Oh, geez.
2004, a day of mourning at Bakivnia Forest, just outside of Kiev, Ukraine, where during the 1930s and early 1940s, communist Bolsheviks executed over 100,000 Ukrainian civilians.
Wow.
Holy crap. You communist, man. You know? 2005, Kuwait permitted women's suffrage in a 35 to 23 National Assembly vote. Didn't we cover that yesterday?
I don't remember.
Maybe not, though. Because Kuwait, that'd be
something about women's suffrage.
Yeah, but Kuwait would be the last place I'd expect for them to give women anything.
Yeah.
2006, a large earthquake, 7.4 on the Richter scale, occurred near New Zealand. Any deaths, any injuries, damage? Numbers! I need numbers! 2007, Alex Salmond was elected the First Minister of Scotland. He was the first Scottish National Party leader to be elected First Minister after winning a historic victory at the Scottish general election on the 3rd of May. All right. 2011, Space Shuttle Endeavour launched on its final commission in space from the Kennedy Space Center on the 25th and final flight for this space shuttle, the STS-134, going to ISS assembly flight ULF-6. 2013, Bill Gates regained his position as the world's richest man with $72.7 billion after losing the position in 2008. We the people need to take this world back from these elites. So, 2013, human stem cells were successfully cloned. That's terrifying. Pope Francis called for ethical financial reform despite speculation. I agree. 2014, Paris Saint-Germain Football Club and Manchester City FC were each fined 60 million euros for breaching fair play regulations. 2018, the painting Fast Times by Kerry James Marshall was bought by Sean Diddy Combs, Diddy, for $21.1 million, most paid for a living black stadium artist. So Diddy bought this. Wow, that's not good. So, he bought this painting, $21.1 million.
Yeah.
Money laundering. So, I did not expect to have a Diddy article in today's show. 2018, we got that one. 2019, British people get drunk more than any other nation, 51 times a year, according to the Global Drug Survey, with English-speaking countries drinking the most. Okay. 2019, last episode of TV sitcom The Big Bang Theory, starring Jim Parsons, Johnny Galecki, and Kaylee Kuko, after 12 seasons. They had a lot larger of an ensemble cast. They should, name every name in there.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
Yeah. 2019, new DNA research showing bed bugs are older than humans, 115 million years old, and outlived dinosaurs, published in Current Biology. 2019, South African Sari Kuhamua was the first black African woman to climb Mount Everest. As I said earlier, finally there. 2019, U.S. President Donald Trump declared a national emergency over IT threats, internet technology or something like that, banning U.S. companies from using foreign technology without a license. I agree. So, 2018, 118-year-old U.S. department store JCPenney filed for bankruptcy.
Wow.
Yeah. And see, James Cash
They're not
Penny.
even around anymore, are they?
I don't know. My shirts come from there. Well, they did. So at one point.
Yeah, maybe they are.
2021, death toll passed 200 from Gaza conflict as 42 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes and 3 buildings were flattened. Yeah, well, they are trying to genocide all the Palestinians. So. 2022, Sri Lanka ran out of petrol, has only enough for one more day, has no cash to pay 1.4 million civil servants, says its newly appointed Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, however you pronounce his name. This is 2022. I'm trying to find his name. Where is he? Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. This word. Oh, Wickremesinghe, or something. Well, good luck to this guy. He's a newly appointed, and he has no cash, no petrol. You're closed. 22, Sweden formally announced it will seek to join NATO after 200 years of neutrality in the wake of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and now they are part of it. NATO needs to die. So, Ukraine declared an end to its combat mission in Mariupol, evacuating the last forces from the Azovstal steelworks, symbol of Ukrainian resistance. We also have Brandon, approved redeployment of several hundred U.S. ground troops to Somalia, reversing a decision by Trump. Of course. No. 23, exceptional missile attack on Kiev by Russian forces, largely repelled by Ukrainian air defense. All right. 2023, ChatGPT developer OpenAI CEO Sam Altman supported oversight of AI and appearance before U.S. Senate committee saying they, quote, might consider a combination of licensing and testing requirements, end quote. All this AI stuff, man, it's just not good. 2023, intense floods in the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy caused 23 rivers to burst their banks, resulting in at least 13 deaths and cancellation of the F1 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. That would do it. The Dow Jones in 2024 industrial average surpassed 40,000 points for the first time before closing at 39,869. We also have a large thunderstorm with hurricane-force winds swept across Houston, taking out power for nearly 1 million customers and killing 7 people. Scientists announced the discovery of a long-lost branch of the Nile, now dried up, that once ran near many of Egypt's pyramids, naming it Aramat, or a pyramid. So, 2025, Princess OPME Bright became the youngest UK mayor in history at 29 years old. And last but not least, just this time last year, we have a rash of tornadoes and severe weather resulted in 27 deaths in Midwestern U.S. states of Kentucky and Missouri, hitting the towns of Somerset and London. So there we go, London and Missouri, wherever. Yeah. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a portion of our, from 2 sources. So, over this past hour and change, we've gone through this entire 39-page document. So excellent, well done. For your dose of passive and daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander,
Golden Loon,
and you. Thank you so much for coming in and watching. And once again, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs.